When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Thursday morning. Today we're talking about food giveaways, restaurants. Hey, what about supermarkets as well? I'm talking about all those leftover food. The leftover food left by some restaurants and given to charity. We're back with our program, 436 MeTV option 11. In just a moment, call in. Hey, if you do call in, turn down the sound. Of course, today is the focus on business, no question about that. This was going to be a segment that we were going to have on Tuesday, but we had to change the schedule around just a little bit because Devin Nunes was here on Tuesday talking about Benghazi, talking about the water shortage and the drought. Of course, John Boehner, the Speaker of the House, was with Devin yesterday at the site in Bakersfield talking about the drought. So that was a big show that we had on Tuesday. So today we're going to focus on a business, a restaurant. Now I want to talk to you about throwing food away. You know, I harp on this a lot with my own kids because especially my daughter, I think, is the biggest offender. She throws those leftovers or even just leaves food on the plate and just tosses it, throws it away. And I'm always giving her the speech. You know how many people are starving in Africa? Okay, she doesn't want to hear that anymore, but it's so true. In this country alone, this country throws away or tosses in the garbage can about 40% of the edible food. That is thousands and thousands of, maybe millions of pounds of food that could feed up to 25 million people. Well, today we're going to focus on a business that specifically wants to donate all the leftovers to the needy. Let's go to the videotape and I'll show you exactly what I am talking about. This is Lin Fusion's Chinese restaurant, a family-owned sit-down place on Blackstone. In fact, up until recently, manager Jin Lin was donating leftovers to the Fresno Rescue Mission, an organization that serves more than 700 meals daily. A lot of them to men 85 years and up who are trying to get back on their feet in some way, shape, or form. Some were released from prison. Others were just living on the streets of Fresno for some reason or other. Lynn couldn't stand the thought of tossing out 6 to 8 large foil pans of food each day. And there's his restaurant, some of the food you see there. Transporting leftovers is a tricky business because once the food is cooked, there are laws on the books to prevent anyone from getting sick. Much of that food has to be put in containers, frozen, then driven to a place of choice such as the rescue mission. It's kind of a rare thing that a restaurant is found donating leftover food. It's more common for grocery stores to actually do it or producers. Restaurants have faced huge challenges such as keeping the food at a safe temperature while transporting it. Thus, Lynn stopped his delivery of leftovers to the Fresno Rescue Mission. We'll tell you exactly why. Live in our studio right now is Cheryl Morrison. She is here to assist Jin Lin, who is sitting there to her left, the owner of Lin's Fusion Restaurant. We're going to talk about his restaurant, how he got started. He is not from this country. He is from China, been here not too long, and owns his own restaurant and would like to give those leftovers away to the Fresno Rescue Mission or whoever would want to take them. But it's got to be according to the law and done in a safe manner. 436 MeTV option 11 is the telephone number. Remember, don't wade through the message and do turn down the sound if you call in, because otherwise we won't be able to hear you, you won't be able to hear us, and thus we won't have a phone call. We want your phone calls today. We'll be back with our program here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno in just a moment. Don't go away.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right. The from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
So have you given those kids of yours or grandkids that lecture? There are starving kids and people in Africa that don't have enough to... Heck, I mean, for that matter, there are people in this country, right here in our own Central Valley, that don't have enough to eat. Look at not only the low-income families, but the middle class and upper middle class that are going down to the food bank or the food pantry to get food because they're not making enough to make ends meet. So it's not only the low-income families. Happy to welcome in Cheryl Morrison and Jen Lin of Lin's Fusion Chinese Restaurant. How are you, Jen?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hey, good. So did I kind of hit the nail on the head in the monologue there? You stopped giving food to the Fresno Rescue Mission recently?
As you will, we did not stop them. They moved away, so that's why we stopped them.
Right. See, there's certain parameters, as you read in that article, of how far you can be from the place that you get the food from.
Right.
So Fresno Rescue Mission moved, and so they're outside that boundary of how far that they can go. So there's several laws, how you pick the food up, how far it is to pick the food up.
So that's why you stopped giving to the Fresno Rescue Mission, right?
No.
Because they moved, so you stopped giving.
Exactly.
No, they stopped. Fresno Rescue Mission stopped. Jen didn't.
Oh, Jen didn't stop, but they stopped receiving it.
Yes, they said they could no longer come to get it because they were now moving and it put them too far away.
So now, Jen, what do you do with all the leftover food? Now that they haven't, now that they have decided, well, that we can't accept it anymore because it's too far.
Yeah, see, up to right now, we just throw it in the trash because next day, all the food is prepared fresh daily for our incoming customers.
Oh, I see. Okay, we do have a phone call. Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. Your question.
Yeah.
Hello, caller. Go ahead.
Are there different rules between what's going on with Mr. Lin and what these facilities that do food services, like for weddings and banquets and that, where they transport it from one preparation facility to a location for people to consume?
Because I do catering, and you absolutely can't give food away. Under those circumstances, we have to throw it away. We can't even give it to the client.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jen. You're going to say something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And we do business with caterers too, and with Cheryl. And they, if we do business like that, they do have a specific truck and then specific guideline we need to follow. And then they are responsible for giving the food. I mean, for when they carry the food from us and then carry it to the area they're gonna cater.
Right, Jen. How long did you give the leftovers away to the Fresno Rescue Mission? How long did that go on? I know it was something that you wanted to do as a charitable thing to help needy people. Well,
I always want to find someone. I've been asking Fresno B to help, and then KC24, Channel 24, they helped me find Fresno Rescue Mission, and it lasts for quite a while, like 5 to 6 months. And then they love the food, and then they pick up Monday to Friday morning every day, and then we have container which put it right there. In
foil. You had to put it in foil containers.
Exactly.
The foil containers. Yeah.
Yes. And then we've been doing it 5 to 6 months.
And
That's
and they have to sign there.
Yeah, very, very heartfelt thing to do. There's no question about it. But there are two state laws, as you kind of alluded to, the Sherman Food and Cosmetics Law, which I hadn't heard of before, and the Uniform Retail Food Facilities Law. It's part of the Health and Safety Code. We do have a phone call. Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. What's your question?
I'm wondering if your guest would be willing to donate the food, no strings attached, to our church organization if we could pick it up. There's a lot of people in the ministry that are without, they're totally doing without, and a hot meal would be something that would certainly be reacted with plenty of big smiles. So I'm thinking that if you don't get a taker, some organized charity that church group maybe could pick up and
where caller, where is your church located? It would have to fall under the state guidelines for food safety.
I'd say it's probably within a 5-mile radius of the restaurant, if I understand exactly where it's located, Shaw and Blackstone. What about if the food was frozen? Could it legally be reheated if we pick it up frozen?
Well, and the food is not going to be frozen because the food is prepared. Is left over for nighttime, and we put in a refrigerator, and then it doesn't have to be frozen because those are fresh. Those are cooked food that you can take to your facility and then warm it up right away, or you can you can use for 1 or 2 days. Another thing is that it's not hard for us to find anybody. And the harder thing is that for you to able to pick up every day, Monday to Friday.
And that you sign the proper paperwork and take the proper responsibility.
Exactly, because if food is not kept at a certain temperature, it can develop bacteria, which can cause all kinds of problems if you eat it. And so that's the problem with food safety and food. Let me read this again because this is very important. 2 state laws, the Sherman Food and Cosmetics Law and the Uniform Retail Food Facilities Action of the Health and Safety Code say that there are strict standards for handling and distributing prepared food. Products must be properly packaged, labeled with the ingredients. In addition, prepared food must be delivered frozen or kept heated at more than 140 degrees, meaning that a rump roast or a chicken roast cannot simply be carted from one place to another, from say a restaurant or a store to a homeless shelter. That's according to the state law.
But notice that's for delivery.
Right.
And there are different laws for pickup.
Right.
So a person can pick it up under a different, and I don't know what those are, but they also have to sign a waiver stating that they don't hold the facility.
But it also says that food and drug officials around the state of California are willing to bend the rules just slightly for the needy if you're delivering food there. Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. Your question.
No, actually, I had a suggestion. I was going to suggest the Poverello House.
Thank you very much for your suggestion. We did contact them as well, but they won't able to keep up by picking up the food daily.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It's absolutely with
Okay, well, it was just a suggestion. Thank you for trying.
Yeah, it's absolutely important in his situation that someone can pick it up and sign the proper paperwork, and they have to take responsibility.
Right. Okay, we are talking here about food safety, but we're also talking about Lin's Fusion Chinese Restaurant. We're going to continue with our 2 guests, Cheryl Morrison and Jin Lin. He is the owner of the restaurant, 436 MeTV Option 11. We'll go through and show you some video clips and a little promo. We're back with your phone calls, important here on the show, and our 2 guests in just a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Got the usual disclaimer to put up here, the business disclaimer here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno, and there it is, the focus on business today. Cheryl Morrison is here. Jin Lin, the owner of Lin's Fusion Chinese Restaurant in Fresno. We do promote businesses here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno because, well, Ventura TV has been here since 1951, and we like to help other businesses if we possibly can, so they came here of their own free will, and of course we're not paying them, and you know, they're not paying us either. So we're just here to have a little conversation and let you know about what's going on in our own community here in the San Joaquin Valley. And so let's talk a little bit about your restaurant. I want to ask you, Jen, now you're originally from China. Where?
The province is called Fuzhou.
Okay.
And then actually I have I just speak Fuzhounese, not Mandarin though.
I see. How long have you been here?
So right now I'm 28. So when I come here, I was 9 years old. So about 11 years ago.
Okay. All right. When did you open up the restaurant?
Lynn's Fusion is about 1 year and a half back. But see, we always have a restaurant called China Buffet. And then we recently changed and remodel and changed the name to Lynn's Fusion. As you know, Lynn's is our family name.
Yeah, so it's been around about a year and a half now. And so what kind of food do you feature there mostly?
Mostly we have, it's called Fusion. So I don't know what you mean by most, but we have over 200 items on a buffet daily. We have Asian, Korean.
Cooked fresh daily?
Yes. And then we have Asian, Korean, Japanese food, and then we have French fries, considered American food.
Okay.
So,
phone call coming in here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question.
Yes, I've been listening to your show, and I've been very pleased with Mr. Lynn's wanting to help people. And after listening to what you said and he said and she said, is it possible that they can do several charities in a week? In other words, like Poverello House or Rescue Mission, 2 days, the church couple days, another place a day or two. In other words, spread it out where people from these places would pick it up based on their needs, and then they would not be liable because, as the lady said, that they would have to sign a release when they picked it up.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I don't think that going to be any problem or issue. As long as you can work it out with the outside company or facility that you're able to coordinate 5 days a week pickup.
Yeah, Cheryl, let me ask you, maybe you can explain it a little better, maybe explain it a little more in detail about what happened with the rescue mission. They moved away and they chose not to accept the food.
That's correct.
Because they're too far away?
That is correct. I think it was mentioned in that article, but there are strict laws about how far away you can, because it has to do with food safety.
Right.
And so
especially during the summer when it's 110 degrees in Fresno, you have to have a truck that is properly refrigerated.
Right, and some food can be refrigerated, but according to the law, where it goes, they have to have the proper refrigerator there. How are they going to store the food when they get it?
Yeah.
So that I've been in a circumstance before with different stores, say working with, I won't say, different delicatessens, and because of the strict laws, they choose to throw a lot of the food away, and they
Isn't that
throw
a shame?
pounds and pounds of food away.
I mean, when there are people in this, not only around it, but here in Fresno, starving. You know, not enough food to eat because people are not making ends meet, and all this food has to go in the dumpster.
Somewhere along the way, somebody got sick, and it's like a knee-jerk reaction that it's, overly.
And you got lawsuits, you know, that are waiting to happen if something happens to someone, if they get a bacteria in their stomach or in their system. And,
even in like the catering situation, because I do catering, I can't give the client their leftovers. If they want to take extra off the table, they can do that, but I can't even take that chance.
But I got to tip my hat off to Jen Lynn just for wanting to help the needy.
Very
and doing
generous.
Very generous gesture on your part, and I want to commend you for that, for wanting to help the needy. And maybe we can find a way that you can certainly help some of these people in need that are, that don't have enough on the table.
Yeah. See, for many years we've always wanted to look for someone who can help us out as in the community. But in the past we have churches they been helping, but the problem is they cannot. They wanted to help, and then they did try their best, but they cannot keep up.
All we have to do is look no further than some of the cruise lines, Cheryl, with all the food poisoning that you have there, and that's within the containment of the ship.
Right.
So imagine transporting something, miles away. What's going to happen? Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question.
I have a question. How can people who are trying to help the needy, like in San Francisco, they go around to dumpsters at restaurants and stores, grocery stores, and they take food out of the dumpsters and then they give it to the needy. how can this happen when somebody like Mr. Lin can't help people because of a bunch of stupid rules or rules that have been made on people's, for instance, remember that lady in Wendy's in San Jose that found a finger in her Wendy's chili?
Yes, I remember that.
It came from a friend of theirs who cut off his finger for a portion of the money that she would get.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is really kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's a good question. How come people can, go into dumpsters, homeless people, and dig out leftover pasta or whatever the case may be? They can eat that, and there's no problem with that. But yet, when a guy like Jin Lin comes along and wants to give it away, he can't give it away.
It has to do with personal responsibility. If I take the responsibility to get in the dumpster, or I get it and I give it to you, my friend, and you eat it, it's completely different than someone that's a business owner like Jen. But Jen is very active in the community, or tries to be, so that's the frustration.
Yeah. Jen, I take my hat off to you trying to help the needy. That's a good cause, and it's too bad you got to throw food away. It's too bad you just can't give it away to those people who need it. Talking to Cheryl Morrison, who is here with Jin Lin to assist him. He is the owner of Lin's Fusion Restaurant. By the way, Cheryl works for our good friend. His name is Gary Cocola. Our show is shown on his stations around the Cocola Broadcasting Company. We're back with your phone calls and more of our show in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Back here with our show, we're talking to Jin Lin, the owner of Lin's Fusion Restaurant, and, of course, Cheryl Morrison. We do have another phone call, but a lot of videos to show here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Your question, please.
Yes, hello. I'm back. I wanted to clarify something on my last question about San Francisco. These are not individuals that are going into the dumpsters per se that want the food themselves. These are people that work for groups that are trying to help the needy, that then distribute it to the needy. And to me, there's, like Cheryl said, if you go into a dumpster, that's your choice. But here you have groups of people that are organized that go around San Francisco and then take food out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the restaurants in that put the food in such a way that it's kind of like set in there nicely and in a certain area or something where the people don't have to go digging through this stuff.
Right. They set it on top. I know what you're saying, yes.
But these are groups of people.
Yeah.
And how can they do this?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I think that's something we need to investigate and maybe talk about that on our next show. But we have several videos I want to get to, and we do have a promo, but I'm going to show that later on if we have time. I want to show the sushi bar. Let's talk about that because you have an array of different kinds of food. Here, Jen, you can look at the video. See up there on the monitor, you can talk about what are we looking at here? Go ahead.
Excuse me. We are looking those. I think the sushi chef is making the sashimis, huh?
Okay.
And then we have some rainbow rolls, and we have right beside the rainbow roll we have the right there is spicy California roll, and then right there, I believe is spicy tuna, and then I don't know what's that, huh?
Okay.
Right there is also a spicy tuna on top of avocado roll.
All right. All looks good, and more of the same right there.
Yeah, right there, same.
Right. And once again, reiterate for somebody just joining our program, how many different types of food do you have? You have Thai food, you have Chinese food, Korean, right?
Yeah, we have lots of a mixture of different
different cultures.
Exactly, and then like a Thai food, so we have pad Thai, and then we have Vietnamese spring roll at dinner time as well, and then as well as the like spaghetti, we serve that.
French fries.
French fry, pizza.
Right.
Like that.
Pizza. Yeah, pizza too.
Yeah, pizzas are homemade as well.
Homemade pizza at your place?
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. And what's the address, Cheryl? How do you get there?
Shaw and Blackstone.
Oh, wow.
And the same, you know where the new Leftenbergs is?
Yes, I do. I do know where that is. Very, very familiar with that area. And let's go to the next videotape. It's the buffet. Of course, that's one of my favorite lines. I love going to buffets, and this is inside the restaurant right now, as you see here. One of the helpers doing a good deed there to try to help with some of the dishes and make sure the food is properly stored in those containers there. And you've been there, Cheryl, haven't you?
Yeah.
Very nice place, right?
Very clean. You notice all the workers are wearing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually was a family, Lynn's family owned it as China Buffet, and this is the reinvention of it.
Yeah. Are you finding, Jen, that now that within the last year and a half that you redesigned your restaurant, and it's kind of a different restaurant now than it was before, that more people are coming in? More customers?
Yeah, of course. See, we have more customers like Cheryl. She's not a China Buffet eater before, but now it's Lynn's Fusion eater.
Oh, yes.
I see.
It's healthy.
See. Hey, good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Good. What's your question? Quickly, we're running out of time.
Now, my question is, they're talking about the guy in the restaurant, the people that in the restaurants are giving out food and stuff, and the I guess policy is saying, well, you can't do that. You might poison the people. But I've been homeless myself, and I'm almost homeless now, but I'm doing a lot better. But I'm thinking here, I went to restaurants where, I stay right here off of Maple Shields, and there's a restaurant, not a restaurant, but anyway, Fileo's fast food place. I've eaten there many times and many other restaurants where the food was actually so bad, I just had to throw it away. But there's nobody saying, hey, you can't sell that food. They're selling it. I'm not taking it in a dumpster.
Yeah.
They're selling this to you in this bag. I went to the store the other day. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I know you're busy. I bought a candy bar that was hard as a brick. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't pay attention. I just picked it up. But, there are people that's selling bad food to us and it's killing us. Those people out there in the streets.
That's true, too.
They don't care. They're hungry. It's like, well, we're looking out for your best interest. Well, you can't have that because it might make you sick. It's like those people are hungry. There's people over in third world countries that will be glad. They don't even have clean water. And
I understand.
You talk about McDonald's, you can't give these leftover hamburgers because they've been in a bin for 2 minutes. You can't give it to a homeless. You got to throw them away.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
All right, I appreciate the phone call. I totally agree with you. Let's roll the next videotape before we run out of time. It's customers. We want to look at customers. And while we're looking at the tape, I want to pick up on what that caller was talking about. Now, Jen, let me ask you a question here. We're looking at some of the customers. If a homeless person comes in and they haven't eaten for 2 days, would you give them a meal? I'm sure you would.
Yeah, we do have that happening. We give it a to-go container. They can go ahead and then pick some out of buffet, and then see it depend on the situation. Because as long as it's not influenced with our regular customer, we try to do that.
Try to help the needy.
Yes, exactly.
Toward the end of the evening.
Toward the end of the evening, if somebody comes in and they're hungry and they don't have any money, they're homeless, instead of throwing some of that food away, you might give it to them in a container to go, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but not to interfere with the regular customers. Right. Well, geez, this half hour goes by fast. We're almost done already. Got about 30 seconds. So your location again is Shaw and Blackstone.
Yes, we're on Blackstone, north of Shaw.
Right, and your hours?
Hours is from 11 to 9, Monday, Thursday, and Friday we stay extended 1 hour to 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate your time. Good to meet you, Jen.
That's
good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl. It's nice of you to come in and assist this young man here. Very generous guy. All right. Thank you very much. Cheryl Morrison and Jen Lynn, the owner of Lynn's Fusion Restaurant. We're back tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me. Hey, we're going to talk to a pilot about flying. Yes, I know. We're out of time. We got to go. See you tomorrow. Bye.